Hello everyone, welcome live to 3Y TV tonight's broadcast of the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway series right here from iRacing Superspeedway. I'm Peter Short, and joining me in the booth here tonight is William Kerwin. And William, we got some new graphics. That's why we're a little bit late here tonight. You can see some of them already down there at the bottom side of the screen. But William, we got more action here tonight. No restrictor plates. What are you expecting to see out there on the racetrack?
Hopefully we get a, not a caution-free race, but we'll see. I mean, not really sure what to expect at this track tonight. We'll see if we can get some good side-by-side racing, and yeah, we'll see what happens tonight.
So on the left-hand side of your screen, you'll start to see some of these qualifying times right now, as you can kind of see that it is Mitchell Adams right now who is atop the leaderboard. Now, we of course are going to have to fiddle around. There we go. You can finally see those lap times up there. But it is the 49 machine. Mitchell Adams currently fastest here in the qualifying session. We do have about a minute left in the qualifying session before we go over into the race session, folks. We got new graphics here tonight. Definitely going to be interesting to see how these graphics sort out through the season. Over in the Stay Tuned Truck Series, the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series. I need to start practicing that one, as the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Series begins tomorrow night right here on 3Y TV. There you see Evan Gilbert out there on the racetrack right now. And you know what? Why don't we bring up some of these graphics that we have for you folks? There's Evan Gilbert in the number 28 machine. He's a race car driver. That's right, driving these cars around the racetrack here tonight. Definitely going to be a lot of fun. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us in the chat. We apologize just for a little bit of the late start, but hopefully we can start working on these new graphics and hopefully bring you a little bit of something that you haven't seen here before on 3Y TV. Maybe you have if you tuned in for one of our other broadcasts. But let's see if we can look at one of these drivers out there on the racetrack right now, like Jason Gracias in the number 1 machine. Good looking hot rod right there, but qualifying is going to end. Looks like Mitchell Adams going to pick up the pole here.
Yeah, we're getting the end of qualifying and trying to pull up the results real fast. Yeah, looks like Mitchell Adams will start on the pole tonight, and then he'll have Jeff Wyatt on the outside in the 86. So now, Peter, I don't know what to expect tonight. Last week we had no cautions, spread out field. So what do you expect tonight?
It is going to be an interesting race here tonight, as you can see. Hopefully we can bring up those qualifying results for you here, folks. Let's see if we can. I don't know why we're focusing on 11th spot, but there you go. Up at the top, you can see right there, Mitchell Adams will be starting on the pole here tonight. Jeff Wyatt alongside him. Justin White, Brian Bradley, Chris Darling, Jeffrey Vickery there in 6th. John Doble, Colin Ullery, Monty Glover, Evan Gilbert, Doug Neal, Jason Freeman, Shane Ledoux, Nathan Maurer, Brett Wilson, Robert Narball there, starting in 16th. Then down there in 17th, that appears to be the number 5 machine of Ben Adams, Almond Hall in 18th, 19th, Evan Burke. Just on the next page here, you can see there, Evan Burke, getting used to these new graphics, folks. Kyle Lewis, Harrison Womack, Jason Gracias, Andrew Himmelman, Stephen Doziak Jr., Ben Mashburn, Sean Kostritza, Garrett Gleason back there. A couple of these drivers towards the back with no time. All the way down there to Dominic Provite, James Woodard, Brad Kirby, and Woody Woodard rounding out your 31-car field. So that's going to be fun to see how those drivers get out there onto the racetrack, and as this race will go on here tonight. But man, I don't know what to see here tonight to kind of answer your question. I don't know who's going to walk away with the checkered flag. And from what we have seen with this most recent Cup package, it's a little bit difficult to get around this racetrack, especially with this new package. It seems like it hasn't been exactly as racy as these drivers kind of expected it to be.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people been wanting to see get an outside line going, but it's been terrible. A lot of these guys don't want to take the chance to be on the outside line. As we see these cars starting to roll off there, I was getting a little concerned. I didn't see third place rolling yet. I was, what's going on? But he did get rolling. That's the number 2 car, Justin White. But there's Mitchell Adams right there. He's going to be the pole sitter for the night in the number 49 car. But I was actually racing this on the old NASCAR Racing 2003 earlier today, and man, this track was fun. But we'll see what the iRacing how it works on iRacing.
Yeah, of course, with this current package, it will be interesting to exactly see how these cars race. We haven't been here since this new iRacing package, which really affected the restrictor plate racing. But of course, as you know, William, this isn't a restrictor plate track.
No, it's not. But we'll see what these guys can do, if these guys will stay formed up or not, as with not being in a restrictor plate. I'm not sure what kind of speeds these guys will get tonight. Maybe in the 200s, 205s, maybe even faster. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. You see that number 49 machine of Mitchell Adams going to bring the field to the green flag here tonight. Justin White, that number 2 machine right behind him. Of course, he was in the 3Y TV booth earlier this season. And how about that number 47 machine? That's Chris Darling in his Toyota. Can he get a win here in the Superspeedway Series? We'll find out. Big shout out to Taz Racing Customs as a green flag is going to fall here. And the number 49 machine of Mitchell Adams on the loud pedal. A little bit of wheel spin looks like out of that 49 machine, but we're rolling here at iRacing Superspeedway.
Yeah, these guys heading down into turn 1 for the first time. See what these cars can feel like in a pack. I don't know if they got too much practice doing that, but he's pulling away a little bit there on the number, I believe that's the number 16 car in second place. I can't really see that well. Yeah, 16 car. And they head down to the back straightaway for the first time.
Yeah, and you see back there the number 47 machine. That is Chris Darling already losing a couple of positions here on the race start as they blast down the backstretch. You see the field starting to already split up into 2 groups. And I know that was one thing as you see the number 1 of Gracias back there. Oh, is there a spin? There appears to be a spin, and we got one car around. Who is that spinning around right now? Yellow flag is out. I believe that is Brett Wilson in his race machine. There he is. This is already a little bit of a look at the replay of Brett Wilson going around off the nose of the number 98 machine. We'll get one more look at that right here. Here we go. Brett Wilson right behind his threat level midnight teammate, and he clipped the apron right there and nowhere for the number 98 to go.
No, it was too fast. He couldn't get wound up in time there and clipped it right into him. I saw a bunch of cars, the top 3 or 4 cars hit the apron there. But then this is like in the back of the pack here where this accident happened. Right on board here, and they go into the corner. Oh man, he hit that a ton and just got clipped from behind.
Yep, and then there is the number 98 machine. So we'll get another look at that from Harrison Womack's number 98. Let's go on board. Let's go back a little bit further than that. But halfway down the backstretch, already caution flag on lap number 1. You see, man, that was a heavy hit for the number 10 machine. Womack unable to check up in time, and unfortunately 2 dinged up race cars here early on. Back live up at the front of the field. We'll kind of reset the field for you because it is still Mitchell Adams, the pole sitter here tonight, currently atop the board. If you're curious about the weather here tonight, well, we'll bring up that graphic there on the right-hand side of your screen so you can see current ambient temperature, 69 degrees Fahrenheit, track temperature at 91 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty moderate temperatures here tonight for these drivers, William.
Yeah, thank God no fog for us here in the booth. We couldn't see anything last week. But here we go. Still under caution here. 49 car leading this race. Nobody made the choice to go down a pit road yet, so we'll see when they want to come for their first stop of the night.
And we got a new fastest lap there by the number 49 machine of Mitchell Adams. That's not super exciting of that fastest lap by that number 49 of Mitchell Adams as we are under the yellow flag here tonight. Folks, hopefully you can enjoy some of these new graphics that you'll be seeing all season long on 3Y TV. You can see over there on the left-hand side of your screen, that's going to be our new ticker, and that is actually the interval ticker. So that's actually the difference between the different drivers out there on the racetrack. We can change that to kind of the gap. That is, of course, the distance to the race leader. That's what you're more accustomed to. We can also do pit stops. That's the number of pit stops these drivers have taken here tonight. So you can kind of see, and we can also mix and match too. So we can also throw across our good old horizontal ticker up there at the top. And, we can do things such as last lap. As you can see, they're all, over a minute, number of pit stops, their current stint. We can do all types of things with these new graphics, and it's really kind of cool to have that we'll be able to bring that to you each and every week here, not only in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway series, which only has a couple of rounds left, but over in the Stay Tuned Sports podcast truck series, starting right here on 3Y TV tomorrow night with the Craig Setup Shop clash with these National Sim Racing Association drivers. And I'm really excited for that season to kick off.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know too much about that series. I just started here a few weeks ago, and I joined the Super Speedway series. But next season I'll be back in the Super Speedway car. I made that decision tonight, and we have I don't know if somebody was faking out or hit the wall. There was somebody in the back of the pack there. I just saw her. But anyways, yeah, I don't know much about the truck series, but I can't wait for the clash tomorrow night.
Yeah, and you can see up there in the top left-hand corner of the screen, you see a couple of people who are making that truck series possible with their sponsors up there. As I think, man, is that Kyle Lewis in the number 18 machine? I think it was having a little bit of a moment there. We'll go back and catch this one on a very quick replay. Not sure what he was doing down there below the apron. Comes back up onto the racing surface in the Rowdy Energy number 18, but back up at the front of the field. Hopefully we can get a green flag here pretty shortly, as that iRacing pace car continues to stay out there on the racetrack. Biggest comers and goers at this point of the race, well, Ben Mashburn, the number 18 machine, has picked up the most spots in his race car. Number 23 machine. I can't remember if I said 23 machine or not, but that number 23 machine, you see him, that McDonald's race car, he has picked up a decent number of spots here already, plus 8 in the early going, William.
Yeah, and that was only a 3/4 of a lap, but I know he was close to that accident. He did move up several spots. We'll see if he can continue to move up there to the field. I'm trying to take a look through the field and see who else I see in the back there. I see Angel Himmelman kind of back there as well in 17th or 18th. Kyle Lewis is back there. Jason Gracias. So a lot of these stronger cars that we've seen up front are running in the back of the pack right now.
Yeah, so we will wait and see if that pace car does indeed head down pit road. It does, so we're about to go back to Green Flag Racing. 55 laps here tonight. Tonight's race brought to you by SimShots. Go check them out on Facebook. Great to have them on board sponsoring tonight's race. A little bit of wheel spin there on the outside line. Jeffrey Vickery in that race car just didn't seem to quite get up to speed as he needed to, but Mitchell Adams up at the front of the field once again clears for the race lead.
Yeah, I'll take a look in the back of the pack. Some too wide racing going on. But it's pretty spread out, not too much close quarters. But here we go, a little bit of 3 wide action middle of the pack. We have a slow car went up the outside there, 07 of Brad Kirby. He's probably trying to get up with his teammates. There's a whole slew of team cars in the back of the pack here I'm looking at. But everybody's still side by side. And again, they're bouncing into turn number 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the setup in this most recent build, but these cars definitely appear to be a little bit more antsy than they have normally. And look at the biggest mover of the race right there, the number 23 machine. That's not the 23 machine. There we go. There's the 23 machine of Ben Mashburn shooting up the middle. Got the number 1 of Jason Gracias back behind him. There's Ben Adams in the number 5 machine. They get tight as they blow off into turn number 1. I'll tell you what, these speeds here at this racetrack, very, very quick. We look right now at the number 23 machine of Ben Mashburn, 245 miles an hour down the backstretch.
Yeah, I said 205. I was way off, a lot faster than that. But, watching this race right now, it's getting strung out a little bit there just because of the speeds. But still some 2 and 3 wide racing going on in the back. Everybody trying to probably get down the bottom line as fast as they can, but we're running on board with Mashburn right now, as we talk about him being the fastest mover through the field, and doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere for a little bit.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, you say he might not be going anywhere for a bit, but he's blasting around the racetrack at over 240 miles an hour, so it definitely is really, really cool to see that. Now, contact in the back. Evan Gilbert, the number 28 machine. He is going around. Heavy contact on the Subway machine. We're back under caution flag here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up and see what happened here. This is one I think we're going to have to go to the blimp cam to sort on out. Did it happen in front of that number 28 of Gilbert? Well, we're about to see right here. Got the number 23 of Ben Mashburn coming up behind him here. Was there a little bit of a nudge? Mashburn ducks down to the inside, and there's that contact right there. And William, it's on from there. Look at the 56 getting involved. The 971 Nathan Maurer involved there. But look at the 56 going back up the racetrack. That is not good. Kyle Lewis getting involved. A couple of other cars in the back of the pack getting involved. Ugh. This is a big accident here at this point of the race.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if this. He slid through that one, the 12th car there. Yeah, we were just talking about Mashburn. He was looking like he was trying to make some moves to get to the front there. Just misjudged that, trying to pass the, I believe it's the 28 car of Evan Gilbert there as we ride on board with. I'm not sure who this is. We head down the back straightaway. Let's see, the accident happens in front of him, and let's see if he gets slowed up in time. Yes, he does. That was the 12 car.
Yeah, it was the 12 machine. Great job there by Shane Ledoux to get on the binders and get that car slowed down. So, boy, oh boy, a big accident happening right here on lap number 8. Now, for all you folks watching at home, they do have a fast repair. So they will allow the drivers to come down once more. We'll watch Shane Ledoux battle his way through the spinning carnage. Boy, it happens in a hurry here at this racetrack with how fast they are going. But a couple of those cars involved in that accident, they'll be able to come down pit road, use their fast repair, and get everything nice and patched up here. As back live at the front of the field, Mitchell Adams in the 49 machine, he's going to stay out. And he's just going to try and hold on to that race lead for right now.
Yeah, I was looking through the field, and it didn't look like too many takers that weren't in the accident came down. Still trying to, yeah, most of the people, I see Nathan Maurer, he's in pit road there. I don't think he was involved. John Doble's in pit road as well. But not too many takers that were not involved in the accident coming to pits.
The number 3 machine is getting one of his laps back. That is James Woodard in that race car. And, you can see James right now, who was just a lap behind. Not sure if maybe he started on pit road or something like that, but he will be back on the lead lap here, and great to see that. Now, what we have seen over the last couple of weeks, William, is not a lot of caution flags, but we've already had 2 here in the early running.
Yeah, last week, got kind of strung out really bad there. We only had 2 or 3 cars battling for the win last week there with no cautions, and the week prior to that, we had the same thing. 3 cars battling for the win, but we had cautions late in the race with green-white checkers. So we'll see if we've already had 2 tonight so far. Let's see if these guys can get some racing in.
Yeah, so that's something we will keep our eyes on, whether or not they can kind of clean things up here over the next 45 laps or so, as the first 10 laps going by relatively quickly. Of course, that tends to happen when you're going 240 miles an hour around this joint. Big shout out to the people we got going on in the chat. We got 27 viewers right now. We got Patty and Kareem. William Kerwin asking, well, that's you, William. I'm just reading people's name, and man, jumps out at me. That's you. Asking how the graphics are. Rich Ryder saying great graphics. Jason Bean rooting on Ben Adams, and Drew Himmelman, Tana Himmelman saying yes, no more fog. That was no fun. And I posted in the Discord here today and said, please, admins, no fog tonight. 0% fog, please. And looks like we got our wish here on 3Wide TV. So everyone can see the bright, colorful cars. And interesting thing happening right here. The 49 machine and Mitchell Adams has actually chosen the Highline for this restart upcoming here, William.
Oh, we'll see if maybe he's going to try to pull that 16 car along with him. I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens when he goes down, coming to the front straightaway. See what happens if he can get a good jump there on the restart. But we also had Stephen Doziak in the chat asking you to join them for a race one night.
Yeah, one day I'll need to commentate from the booth. You'll get to hear me commentate the whole thing. I won't be able to see what's going on, but the cool thing about this is with this current graphic system that we're kind of going towards, I might actually be able to keep all the graphics up and not be able to see them while I'm racing. So you guys at home, well, I won't be able to see them, so I can focus, and then you guys at home could see them. So maybe one day we'll do a Peter Short live commentary in the car, and I'll do everything I can to try and keep on top of what's actually going on out there on the racetrack. You see Doug Neal there, very, very quick last week back at Daytona in his machine. Pretty cool to see a little bit of a different look on that car. Not bright green like we typically see here in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway series, but pace car headed back down pit road, and here we are. Tonight's SimShots presented race is back green in the 49 machine. Mitchell Adams going to lead us back to the green flag, and he got an absolute monster of a jump. But William, do you think he got too big of a jump?
He probably could have. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to try to jump on the outside, see what he can get towards the end of the race there. But the Colin Ullery right there behind him, trying to pick up his speed. He's actually our points leader going into this race. Still has about a 34-point lead, so he's sitting comfortably right now with only a few races remaining. Looking down the back straightaway, everybody trying to get to the bottom line. There's a couple cars trying to get to the top, but still it's Mitchell Adams leading this race into turn 3.
Yeah, Mitchell Adams right now in the number 49 machine is your race leader so far, has, I believe, led every single lap here around this 3-mile iRacing Superspeedway, the only racetrack in iRacing that currently exists that isn't a real racetrack. We're actually getting the second fictitious racetrack to iRacing here relatively soon, which is actually going to be set on the streets of Chicago. It's going to be a little bit of a street course, and NASCAR has actually commissioned iRacing to make that course so they can actually see how Cup cars are going to behave on street courses. Maybe NASCAR thinking about going to a street course at some point down the road, but meanwhile, out there on the racetrack, Jason Freeman making his return to the Thursday night Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway series here tonight. That Penn State number 94 machine there on the outside of the old guy racing number 86, of Jeff Wyatt. And there is the 20 of Andrew Himmelman there sneaking up into the picture. And it wasn't all too long ago that we were back here at iRacing Superspeedway on 3Y TV, and Andrew Himmelman won that race. That was in the Total Nonstop Racing League. And that number 20 of Himmelman knows how to get around this joint.
Yeah, he's actually moved up under the caution there. He was on a 18th spot, so he's moved up pretty fast. Single file again, though. Nothing else really going on around this racetrack. Once we still watch Angel Hillman there, he's going to try to get in line here, maybe between the 12 car. No, he'll stay on the outside there with Jeffrey Vickery behind him. Yeah,
that number 20 of Himmelman, he is definitely on a tear here tonight. He started all the way back in the 23rd position. He's going to slide back just a little bit, but I'll tell you what, Andrew has new pedals, folks. Recently picked up some pedals and actually used some of that money from that Total Nonstop Racing League race that I just mentioned to get those new pedals that he's sporting here tonight in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series. We ride on board with the number 20 machine, looking at those cars out front, but a lot of single file happening right now. The 49 of Adams just been dominating this race so far. You see the 21 and the 12 there of Ledoux and Jeffrey Vickery. Both of those cars' teammates up there from Threat Level Midnight, and Threat Level Midnight will actually be sponsoring the final 2 races of the season, which are upcoming here on 3Y TV. So folks, next 2 weeks we'll be right here, 3Y TV, same place, same time. We'll hopefully have figured out all these fancy new graphics by then, but pretty cool to be on board with the number 20 machine there of Andrew Himmelman up at the front of the field. There is still the 49 machine, like I said, continuing to lead over Colin Ullery, who's leading the point standings, like you mentioned there, William.
Yeah, I was just going to mention about Mitchell Adams there. He was leading the Daytona race last week there, and he had that unfortunate penalty coming to the pit. So we'll see if these guys, if they're going to have to come in for green flag stops, if these guys have any issues tonight, like we've seen over the last few weeks there, Peter. So but hopefully they can get it figured out and hopefully not get spread out or get penalties.
Yeah, because that's been one thing that we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks here is that the field has been getting really spread out, and the top 13 are all together, but Evan Burke right now in the number 42 machine, he's there with Brad Kirby and John Doble. That's a little three-car tandem out there, but back behind them, then you have to go back to the 25 machine of Almond Hall. He was involved in one of those accidents, and as well as Ben Mashburn in the number 23 machine. Remember, he was the biggest mover just a little while ago. He's back there in 18th, kind of in this third group of cars, as we do have someone pulling down onto pit road. It's the number 16 machine. And looks like Mashburn as well on pit road. So some takers here on lap number 17.
Yeah, I'm surprised because Mashburn just pitted under that caution to get a repair. So I don't know if he's just trying to get himself back into the strategy or not. So we'll have to see what happens with Ben Mashburn there. We'll see what happens. I believe I see a black flag. I think he was black flagged.
Interesting. So that might be a black flag for maybe changing lanes there on the restart, or I know here you can get restart infractions. There's also a rule that you are not allowed to go 3 wide until you're, I believe, halfway down the back stretch. So maybe that's another rule. Oh man, the 21 machine there of Vickery, a huge wobble there. Let's see if we can go back and catch this one on replay, because this was almost an accident here. Let's go on board with the 21 of Jeffrey Vickery going off here into the corner. Just a bobble right there, and jumps up the racetrack, and luckily able to save it. We'll go back live here now. Vickery has not exactly lost that lead pack, but definitely has lost quite a bit of that momentum he did have. He's going to have to gather it back up in that threat level midnight machine. You see right down there a look at Jeffrey Vickery in that number 21 machine. Looks very happy there on the screen here on 3 Wide TV, as the lead pack is having to deal with a little bit of lap traffic here. William, definitely seems like they were able to get around him nice and cleanly.
Yeah, they were catching up to Ben Mashburn as well, as he's joined that group now. But yeah, going back to Vickery, a nice save by him. Luckily he's going to be able to hang on to that back of that group there. I wasn't sure. I mean, I was trying to see if Ben Adams maybe touched him a little bit, but maybe you had a better view there of seeing what happened.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was any contact or whether or not it was just a little bit of netcode possibly happening. It definitely was a big wobble. Fantastic job to get that car back underneath them and keep it going straight. I've seen, that type of contact, especially at these speeds, 240 plus miles an hour. You can see that down there in bottom right-hand corner of your screen right there, as we focus on your race leader, Mitchell Adams, that you have a little wobble like that, you overcorrect, you're up in the wall, you're flipping, you're flying here at this particular racetrack if you hit that wall head on. So great job there by the field to keep things green, as we're now in the longest green flag run of the night. Mitchell Adams, 62 of Ullery, and then running in third right now, Brian Bradley. Good showing for the number 60 machine here tonight.
Yeah, all these guys being single file. Last time we were here, it was a lot of side-by-side racing. So again, it's probably this package. I don't know. We talked about this not being a restrictor plate track, so I don't know, if anybody's just trying to stay single file tonight, or they're trying to be calm. I don't know. And I thought Ullery was about to hit the apron there, but we see the 16 car there in third place, just minding his own business. Probably going to wait to the end to make a run.
Yep, and then right behind him is Jeff Wyatt, of course, sporting that old guy racing paint scheme on that race car. You see a little bit of Jeff Wyatt there, age of 52, and that's the old guy racing team. I don't know if there is a limit or an age cutoff to be part of old guy racing, but representing the old guys and also having a little bit of connection issues right now, which is hopefully able to get those things sorted out. Back behind him is Chris Darling there in the 47. Now he's just kind of hoping and praying that the OGR machine stays up there on the high line. Looks like Jeff Wyatt is going to kind of jump out of the pack, and we got cars on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Mitchell Adams. I'm not sure who else can. It looks like there's the 16. A nice save by the 16, but I'm not sure if he's going to get a penalty for sliding in that fast. But looks like 4 cars are coming into pit road there. We'll see if these guys get tires and fuel.
Yeah, and this is kind of an interesting time for these drivers to come down pit road. It's lap number 23 here tonight. We're not quite to that halfway mark. Lap number 28 will be the halfway distance here in tonight's SimShot sponsored race. I think it's 165 miles here around the 3-mile iRacing Superspeedway. These laps click off extremely quickly, considering the fact that they're going 240 miles an hour. But Chris Darling, is he going to come down pit road? Yes, he is. Andrew Himmelman in the number 20 machine, sliding, and now sliding some more, gets into Justin Wyatt. And oh my goodness, we'll see what happened here on this replay.
Yeah, again, pit road mistakes. Let's see what happens. He slowed down. Ben Mashburn was there too. He just locked him up.
You know what? I want to get another look at this one, because I want to say that there might have been a little bit of contact here between the number 23 and the number 20. I think there might have been a little bit of net code there, because the way that number 20 kind of behaved seemed a little bit funky to me, William. So there might have just been a little bit of netcode between them. And if so, that's a real tough break for the 20 of Himmelman, as well as the 2 of Justin Wyatt. Look at Ben Adams as well in the 5 getting into the inside wall.
If we can just look at this view one more time, maybe. It looked like the 20 was just a little bit pointed to the right prior to hitting Brent Mashburn. Not so sure, though.
Let's see if this gives us any indication. It just kind of jumps, but I can't tell if that's because he gets on the brakes or whatnot. You see Ben Adams there kind of struggling as well, and the 2 of Justin Wyatt, but that's definitely not going to be good for the number 20 of Andrew Himmelman. But as things have cycled on through, we got Ullman Hall out there on the racetrack right now, who's currently your race leader, but he's one of those drivers I think a little bit off strategy.
Yeah, we have a car slow down in turn number 3 there. I thought it was going to be an accident. It's the number 006 of Robert Narbar. He's trying to get to pit road. He may be out of gas. I'm not so sure.
Now let's see if we can find him out there on the racetrack. Definitely off the pace at this point. That engine is dead. So not sure if he blew the motor or if he ran out of fuel. We'll keep our eyes on the 06 machine, whether or not we're back live here. This is him trying to coast it back to pit road. Luckily, he's off the racing surface. But there is your race leader right now. That is Ullman Hall. And we'll see if we can bring up exactly when the last time he was on pit road in that number 25 machine up at the top of the screen here, as the upper ticker will cycle on through. But as you can see, some pretty big lap or time differences between the different groups out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, I believe he probably pitted under that last caution there. But now, pit strategy is going to change. If these guys made about 23 laps with the cautions, you kind of figure maybe these guys can make another few laps there, maybe another 10 laps. They may be coming into pit road. I'm not too sure, though. But we'll see when these guys come to pit.
Something has happened to Andrew Himmelman and the number 20 machine. He just ground to a halt. Let's see if we can go back and see if there was any issues. Looks like he was on pit road, getting up to speed. And we'll see if he might have had a problem getting off pit road. It's a very wide and flat apron down there, William. And he's still coming up to speed here. Everything seems fine and normal. Coming out of turn number 2, and it just all of a sudden seems like either the car dies or something. He just kind of pulls off to the bottom side of the racetrack, and that's a tough break for the SimShots number 20 of Andrew Himmelman. Of course, tonight's race brought to you by SimShots, but for right now, it looks like one of the SimShot machines is shot.
Yeah, I was going to say, we had some cars pitting, and now here comes the leader, Brett Wilson, to pit road. And that car is not going to make it in time there. I'm not sure if that's the 7 car, but they might not make it. He might get a penalty for that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the pit roads start, because it usually starts at where the yellow cones are, and I think Gleason might have just gotten down to pit road speed before hitting those yellow cones, and if that's the case, he won't have a penalty, but that's something we'll keep our eyes on here as your top 3 cars all on pit road. Wilson, Gleason, and Kyle Lewis just past the halfway mark. And if you're looking at numbers at the top of the screen, that's about 20 laps that they were able to go on fuel. Don't think they're going to be able to make it from here. So we do believe that the majority of the field still has one more pit stop to make here tonight, assuming we go caution-free. And it is Mitchell Adams, once again, your race leader, started on the pole here tonight. And Colin Ullery, your points leader, right back behind him.
Yeah, and Mitchell Adams had no pit road issues like he did last week, so he's continuing where he left off last week, and hopefully maybe he can get the win and kind of redemption from last week there as we see the 6-car group head down the back straightaway. Ullery's a little bit closer to him than he was earlier. Maybe he's trying to make a run at him, but we still have plenty of time, so maybe he just wants to gauge of what he can do here as he's going to come up on a lap car heading down the front straightaway there to complete lap number 29.
Yep, and you see Nathan Maurer there in the 971 just there on the left-hand side of your screen, the SIMBOX machine who had such a great run last week at Daytona International Speedway in and amongst the fog, but here tonight going 1 lap down. In fact, the 971 of Maurer is the 22nd place machine right now. That makes 21 cars on the lead lap as they run. For all you Ben Adams fans, I know we got some Ben Adams fans in the chat here tonight. He's currently running in the 6th position. So one thing he was able to do under that pit stop, remember, he was involved in that scuffle getting to pit lane. He was able to use that fast repair, William.
Yes, he was, and still didn't lose too much time. He still came out 6th place. Yeah, I was behind Ben Adams a few weeks ago there when I was racing, and I pushed him to the lead for just about a second until my motor blew. So that was one issue that I had here last time we were at this racetrack prior to this new build that the iRacing put out. So we'll see. These guys don't seem to be racing so close like they were last time. There goes Ben and Mashburn behind the screen.
Yeah, so you can see right there, this is the battle for the 6th position between Ben Adams, Doug Neal, Jeffrey Vickery, and Shane Ledoux. So they will continue to race for this spot, but up at the front of the field, you can see the front 5 all together. That is Mitchell Adams, Chris Darling, Colin Ullery, Jason Freeman, and Jason Gracias. So a couple of the Jasons together. We've seen that a lot here on 3Wide TV, but here comes Chris Darling with a little bit of help from the 2 Jasons around the high line, trying to take the lead away from Mitchell Adams. I think this is the first time we've seen Adams pass on the racetrack all night long.
Yeah, and the 3 cars better than 2 on the outside there, and there they go for the leads. I guess they were tired of sitting back there. They wanted to get on the outside and get past them so they can go get away from these 2 other cars, but they'll fall back in line, and Chris Darling takes the lead. He's the 2nd place in points right now, but he's not really going to catch anything on Colin Ullery because he's sitting there in 5th.
Yeah, so definitely a great move there. First time we've really seen a pass, and at least we now know, William, that it is doable. It is doable to, get around those race leaders and make that pass. So we'll keep our eyes on this battle for the race lead because I don't think Mitchell Adams and Colin Ullery are out of it just yet. We have 23 laps to go here. Now in the second half of tonight's Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series event brought to you by SimShots.
Yeah, here comes Mitchell Adams on the outside there trying to make up for 2nd place now. Let's see if he can get a good run into turn number 3 and try to get to the lead. His run died out, so he may just fall backwards again. We'll see what happens when they come down the front straightaway and see if he can get that run again. He's going to try to side draft him a little close there. Headed down through the pass and start finish line. Their run died out off of turn number 3.
Yeah, so folks, let's see. I'm just trying to play around with these different graphics. You can see your top 5 drivers right there. They pretty much all pitted together around lap number 23. That's the lap that they pitted on. You had Ullery and Adams pit 1 lap sooner. Of course, they led that first stint, possibly using just a little bit more fuel than Darling, Jason, and Jason. The Jason and Jason show is what we like to call it here on 3Wide TV whenever we see Gracias and Freeman running together out there. But definitely pretty cool to see both of those drivers together once again and working with Chris Darling in the 47 machine, but now Ullery's got around the 49 of Adams. What can he do leading that outside train?
I don't know. Maybe I believe they probably try to switch it up. See if Ullery maybe had a little bit faster car. Maybe he can try to work it better, but it's still not working. They need to have at least 3 cars to try to pass these guys. But I don't think Jason Gracias is going to try to move to the outside. And that second pack, though, maybe starting to close in just a little bit. I'm not totally sure, though. You're about 4 seconds back right now, heading into turn number 4.
Yep. So we'll keep our eyes on Ben Adams, that group right there. Now, if they can stay nose to tail, and if that front pack kind of gets racy, maybe, just maybe, they can close in. But right now, it's hovering right there about 4 seconds and not making a big dent on the cars in front of them. So we'll, of course, keep our eyes on that as things continue to go on. As let's see, you know what? Let's see if we can figure out some more things. What can we do with this new graphics package that we have? That's something that I'm definitely going to have to learn. I've seen some fancy stuff here, and I really got to figure out how it all works, to be perfectly honest with you. And hopefully we can. We do have one car on pit road. That is the number 98 machine of Harrison Womack. You can see that down there at the bottom of the screen. You can see those pit times. You can see just how well your driver does getting on and off pit road here tonight at iRacing Superspeedway. But up at the front of the field, I think we got a battle going on. Colin Ullery in the number 62. He was able to slice and dice his way. They actually hung out the one of Gracias. So Gracias now going to slide back to 5th. And here comes Ullery with a charge on the high line once again.
Ooh, Mitchell Adams slid up way high, and that may have just killed his run again. Here comes Jason Gracias on the bottom with a great run. Going to get back into that 3rd position there. But yeah, Mitchell Adams made a big bump to hit the apron, I believe, and slid up way up the racetrack. These guys are going to have to fall back in line and try it again.
Yeah, we right on board with the number 49 machine of Mitchell Adams. You can just see how it's just like a chess game here tonight. Trying to time your run as you go around the racetrack. So, it's, like I said, it's a chess game. You just have to wait for that time to make your move, to try and make a run, and it just wasn't quite able to come off for Ullery and Mitchell Adams once again, as Jason Gracias now back up into 3rd.
Yes, he is. And these guys are now inside their pit window, so we'll see when these guys want to pit. Maybe they're trying to stay out as long as they can, because you never know when a caution comes out and could trap these guys a lap down and out of this race. They're going to come up on a couple lap cars here, so let's see how these guys take them in the next few seconds there, maybe next lap. But nothing really going on in this front pack again. They kind of spread themselves out single file.
Yeah, Dominic Previte has gone on and off pit road. We do have the 28th place machine, Ben Mashburn, on pit road. So not sure what's happened to Ben Mashburn. In fact, let's see if we can figure out what happened to the number 23, who was the biggest mover here tonight just a little while ago. Something must have happened to him. I'm getting word that he might have had to take a tow back to pit road. And if that is the case, then, well, let's see if anything happens to him here. Not seeing anything just yet. Just peel off onto pit road. Definitely a lengthy stop for the number 23 machine. No, looks like he just came down pit road on his own accord. It hasn't been the night that he was hoping for. He continues to sit in his pit box as we are back live. Chris Darling is still your race leader over the number 94 of Jason Freeman. We are coming to just 15 laps to go, and one thing we do know, William, is that at this point, the pit window is open.
Yeah, well, we were watching that replay there of Ben Mashburn. I was watching these guys come up on, I have a couple cars smoking on them coming in the pit road. But anyways, Ullery made us charge for 3rd place there, but could not get the run, and he ended up losing that. Yeah,
there was some very interesting entries to pit road. Oh, man, just locking up the brakes a little bit. I think that was Woody Woodard, it was, having a moment getting all out of shape, getting to his pit box as well. But there is the number 8 machine. But meanwhile, back up at the front of the field, Jason Freeman trying to do everything he can to get around the 47 machine, but One thing we know about that 47 of Chris Darling here on 3 Wide TV, folks, is that he struggles getting to pit road sometimes. And we got that money stop coming up, William.
Yeah, you caught him last week there on the broadcast saying, did you slay through your pit there, Chris? And you showed the replay, and you sure did. So we'll see what happens as we take a look here. There's Jeffrey Vickery. He is running in the 7th spot right now with Ben Adams. So that group broke up really bad. I wonder if those other cars came to pit road, but they're going to start losing time here. I do hear a lot of rumblings on their iRacing chat that some guys will be heading to pit road.
Yeah, we'll see if any of our leaders are takers this time. Darling, Freeman, Gracias, Mitchell Adams, and Colin Ullery flash by, and you see only 3 cars are left. Here comes Mitchell Adams and the 62 of Ullery. They're able to get down to pit road speed. You see the tail end of those cars wiggling as they get on the binders. Hopefully they are coming down pit road and able to get on and off out of their pit box and onto the racetrack again. But we got some other cars coming down. It looks like Justin White. Brian Bradley, the number 16 machine. Did he have a moment getting to pit road? Let's figure that out here, because the number 16, we saw him up near the front of the field earlier in the race here, William, and what happened?
He did not stop. He was trying to get all he could, and he hit the inside wall. So that's a tough break for him. He hit the wall, slid his tires, gets it going again, so he could probably use his reset if he still has one. Here comes the rest of the leaders in the pit road. Darling, Gracias, and Jason Freeman. So we'll see what these guys have any issues coming in. We're watching Chris Darling for any issues he has.
Yeah, so we'll keep the camera on that number 47 machine. He's got all the pressure on him. Finds his pit box and into his box nice and cleanly. Good job there, Chris. Able to get that car stopped. Doesn't look like he took any tires, just enough fuel. Whoa. That car
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that number 49 machine, that's not where he's supposed to be. Mitchell Adams, pit road speeding penalty for that race car and a very lengthy pit stop. 1 minute, 29-second pit stop for the car that started on the pole here tonight.
2 weeks in a row. Man, that's terrible. We were kind of on our way, so we didn't have to see what happened, but that takes him out of contention of this race with only about 10 laps to go here. There's your leader, Ullman Hall, right now with Brett Wilson behind him. Now, remember, this was that second group of cars that kind of stayed out an extra 3 or 4 laps, so maybe these guys can catch a caution here and head to pit road, but it still won't kind of be in their favor, because they'll be behind all those guys that just pitted.
Jason Bean in the chat asking, why is the pit on this racetrack so hard on the drivers? Well, the reason why this one is harder than a lot of the other racetracks is just how fast you're going here. You're actually going here about 40 miles an hour faster than you are most other racetracks that we go to. You can see right down in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, your race leader right now, Ullman Hall, is going 240 miles an hour going through turn number 1 and 2. We just don't see those speeds at these other racetracks, so you have to slow down a lot more. And the brake package that this car uses at this particular track has a lot of rear brake. And when you have a lot of rear brake, when you lock up your rear tires, you have a tendency to get sideways, and that's what we've seen out of quite a few drivers here tonight. And unfortunately, it has been race-ending for a couple of them, as we have been green flagged since about lap number 10, William. Here again, not having a lot of cautions. We had 2 early on, but since about lap number 8, we've been green flag.
Yes, and on the back of that pack there is Andrew Himmelman, so not sure what issues he has, but he's back up to speed with this group here, but he's going to be many laps down, I believe, right now. Taking a look at this, what will be the leader group, and they're in some lap traffic right now, but back to the leaders here. I don't know, these guys should be pitting shortly. These guys pitted about 5 or 6 laps after these leaders pitted, so we'll see when these 2 cars pit.
The Ullman Hall right now, he's a little bit off strategy. Same thing with Brett Wilson back behind him. And actually, here comes that number 25 machine. So he will give the race lead over to one of the threat level midnight machines, the number 10 right there of Brett Wilson in that race car. Got Andrew Himmelman, like you said, there right behind him. But unfortunately for Himmelman, he's being scored back in the 25th position right now, multiple laps down. Not the night that the SimShots machine wanted in the race presented by SimShots. Make sure you check them out on Facebook. As you see Brett Wilson here, I don't really think he wants to see a caution flag, but maybe he does, because right now we only have 11 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, let's see if he's going to be coming in. I saw him go high. Maybe we're going to give him room to make his way to pit road. There he comes down to pit road there. And this is now the, oh, there he is. Let's see if he gets down to pit road speed in time. Barely, but he's there on pit road speed. And we'll see where we find out who the leader is. It's going to be the 7 car once things cycle through, or maybe the 18 of Kyle Lewis right there as well. But these guys may be having a pit as well. We'll see.
And this is presumably the pack that will inherit the race lead once Brett Wilson, Kyle Lewis, and Garrett Gleason make their final pit stop. It's a 4-car battle in this group. You see the number 49 machine right there of Mitchell Adams. He's actually not battling for the race lead here, folks. It's actually, I take that back, it's really a 3-car battle. We got Chris Darling, Jason Gracias, and Jason Freeman. Those are the 3 cars on the lead lap. So we must have lost the number 62. What happened to the 62 machine? We saw the 49 have issues, but the number 62, of course, your points leader here tonight, Colin Ullery, he's quite a ways back here, right in front of the number 78 machine of Doug Neal.
Yeah, he's caught that second pack of cars that was we were watching earlier there. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he had a bad stop, or maybe just because he lost Mitchell Adams, he had no drafting help. While those other cars that came out of pit road had drafting help. We got a big battle for the lead, though. The 1-car Gracias is all over the 47, going down the front straightaway. He looked like he was about to get the lead on the inside, but Darling blocked that run off.
Yeah, so you see that number 47 machine right there. You see them going around a couple of the other cars. So that just so happens to be the battle for the race lead here tonight between the 47, the 1, and the number 94 machine. Jason Gracias slicing his way to get underneath Darling. I think, oh man, almost contact there between Mitchell Adams and the number 94 Jason Freeman. This is going to be a good battle all the way to the end here, coming to 5 more laps here at iRacing Superspeedway. 15 miles of action here in tonight's Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway event, brought to you by SimShots.
Here they come into turn number 1. Let's see if Darling makes any kind of run. He's going to go to the outside, maybe try to make a run on the inside, but here comes Jason Freeman on the bottom. And, man, that was really close there, coming off the corner. He's going to fall in line behind him. Maybe he's just going to try to use him as see what he can do. Here comes Freeman to the back stretch. He's going to go to the outside. So is Chris Darling for the race lead, and here comes Freeman for the lead.
And, of course, Chris Darling, is he thinking about making it 3 wide for the race lead? I love to see 3 wide on 3 wide TV, but Darling's going to stay on the high side. Jason Freeman slots down in front of Jason Gracias, but Mitchell Adams is going to stay tucked up behind the number 47 machine for now. 4 more laps to go as they head around here on the front stretch. Definitely going to be one of the best finishes of the season, I think, here tonight. These drivers, they're slicing and dicing. There are enough of them. They know it's go time here, and they're starting to put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, you just got to figure out where, if you try to go high and try to sneak down low, that's the best bet, I think. Here comes Gracias trying to push that 47 car into turn number 3 here. Let's see if he can do anything with that, go to the outside. Nope, nothing happening yet, so maybe wait for a bigger run there for Darling and try to get to the bottom. Again, Freeman's running up to the top. I saw him do that a few times before. He's going to the top, trying to break that draft. Here comes Darling, going to look to the inside here. Nope, cut off back to the outside, heading into turn number 1.
Yeah, and off into turn number 1 they go. It is the number 94 all by his lonesome down there on the bottom side of the racetrack as we work our way onto the backstretch. 2.5 laps to go this time. Darling gets back up to the race lead. And, oh, man, did Gracias there kiss the wall coming out of turn number 2. Definitely looked like a wiggle out the back of that number 1 machine, excuse me.
Yeah, I believe Darling hit the wall as well, but here comes Gracias to the outside for the lead off of turn number 4. Contact! And they save it somehow. But here we go. Gracias was able to hang on to the lead.
That was a hip check if I've ever seen one. Jason Gracias now leading. 2 more laps to go, 6 miles here. And Mitchell Adams gets into the outside wall. We keep seeing these sparks fly around this racetrack. This is absolutely incredible stuff. The one car that you see kind of in the mix there is the SimShots number 56 of Monty Glover. Now he is currently being scored 2 laps behind your race leaders, but he is in this lead pack. Jason Gracias throwing a block on the number 94 machine of Jason Freeman. They're coming to the white flag this time here, William.
Yeah, here they come off of turn number 4. White flag is in the flagman's hand. And let's see if Freeman makes another run here on the front straightaway. Gracias is going to go high. He's going to look to the outside. Maybe switch down to the bottom. Nope, he's going to block, and there he goes to the bottom. Almost to contact. Again, he's going to make the run on the outside. He may have the lead off of turn number 2. We'll see what happens if the 49 goes with him. Doesn't look like it. He looks like he's going to lose all that draft.
Yeah, that number 94 machine, though. Freeman still holding tough. Mitchell Adams right behind the number 1 of Gracias. They are locked up nose to tail, headed down the backstretch. Look at Monty Glover. He's even tucked up. Jason Freeman there sliding backwards. Remember, Mitchell Adams in the 49 machine, he's currently a lap down here. He's just going to act as a barrier here for Jason Gracias. No one going to be able to catch up to the back of the number 1, and Gracias going to go to victory lane here at iRacing Superspeedway. Well, I gotta say, William, that number 1 machine of Gracias, he was able to get no contact there between the 47 and the 1 after the checkered flag. But Gracias there kind of able to use the 49 machine as a little bit of a barrier right there at the end of the race.
Yeah, he was. The 49 won with him, and used, like you said, used him as a barrier. 49 was really pushing him off of turn number 2, headed down, and they were coming down the back straightaway for the final time, and that's what gave Jason Gracias the win. So congratulations to the 1 car, and we'll get some interviews once these guys get around and see victory right there, trying to give a little contact with the 1 car, and these guys congratulating the number 1.
Yep, so Gracias gets to go to victory lane. The 94 of Jason Freeman giving him a little bit of a congratulatory bump as well. Great job by Gracias, Darling, Freeman. Top 3 here tonight. But how about the 4th place machine? That, of course, goes to Doug Neal. Another very strong run for the SIMBOX Motorsports number 78 machine. Very impressive. Had a great run last week at Daytona International Speedway. And the week before that, almost could have gone to victory lane again at Daytona if it wasn't for a late race caution. So that machine definitely starting to make some noise here in the Taz Racing Customs Superspeedway Series as Jason Gracias shows us how it's done, burning it down here on the front stretch.
Yeah, Doug Neal, like you said, a couple weeks in a row there. I didn't even see him. I thought he was back way in the back, but he had a good finish there. He kind of lost his teammate, though, Nathan Maurer, way back into the 20th spot tonight. So we see him still doing burnouts. Great victory for Jason Gracias tonight.
Yeah, so Gracias might have burned up the motor there in that number 1 machine, but I gotta say, great run for him here tonight, and he's gonna... he hasn't burned up the motor. He's still got some life in it before he jumps off the racetrack. So definitely going to be interesting to see exactly how everything is going to shake out here after this is all said and done. But folks, let's see if we can dial up some of tonight's top finishers for you. And William, we've got the 3rd place finisher here tonight of Jason Freeman. I'm sure he's somewhere here in the Discord. He usually is, but oh, there he is. I see him. Let's see if we can bring him down here for a quick interview here in the 3-wide TV booth. Jason Freeman, Peter Short, man, just seemed like there at the end wasn't quite able to come off for you with the pack. Just barely able to get you up there onto the high side. There was a little bit of blocking going on, but ultimately you slipped back in the closing laps. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that was fun. This was the first time I've actually raced a super speedway since they updated the package, and it's definitely hard to pass, but we were able to separate ourselves there during the green flag pit stops, and then we got lucky in this. Somebody in that other group got got a black flag. It kind of sucks because then they were racing our lead pack though the next time coming there to the checker, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, me, Darling, Gracias stayed together in line and worked well, and our goal was to race between the three of us. And don't know how we didn't wreck each other there, but I'm tried to pull a fake off getting into one, and I pulled it off, but then didn't have no friends go with me. So it is what it is.
Well, definitely, a little bit of fun out there here tonight. What are your thoughts of iRacing Superspeedway? It's one of those fictitious racetracks going back to the NASCAR Racing 2003 season days. Do you enjoy racing without that restrictor plate on?
Yeah, this is only the second time I've ever ran here. I ran here in the TNR league. I think like a special race they did, and other than that, I've never ran here. So I didn't have NR 2003 back in the day. So I don't know. It's pretty. When we raced here at TNR, I actually hated it, and I did contemplate not even racing tonight just because that's where they were at. And I haven't ran this league on Thursdays too much, but I figured I'd try it out, and it was actually a lot of fun tonight after I learned to semi hold it down, getting into the turn, and quit washing up the track.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we've seen quite a bit here on the iRacing Superspeedway. We saw that especially here tonight, early in the race, with the cars kind of falling off into the corner, and some drivers struggling with the apron. How were you able to adjust to the racetrack? You said that you were able to do so, but how were you actually able to accomplish that?
I think I had to put a little more wheel into it getting in the turn. You kind of like drop off a ledge, it seems like, and then when it hits, it wants to slide up the track. So then I learned I had to put a little more wheel into it getting in and try to hold my wheel a little, I guess, tighter, as you'd say, and to stay right on that yellow line. So I figured it out somewhat. I still wasn't great with it, but I don't know if anyone really was. So definitely better than I was at the beginning.
Yeah, well, definitely a great night for you here. Before we let you go, you want to give out any shout-outs?
Yeah, just NSRA for putting this league on, 3Y TV for broadcasting. Gracias, him and I work together all the time, and good working with Darling there as well. And give Mason Dixon Racing Esports a like on Facebook, and Mason Dixon Cornhole a like on Facebook.
That's right. I think, aren't you dabbling with streaming some of your races there, Jason?
Yeah, thanks to Peter Short here in the booth. He hooked me up with a guy named Hacksaw PCs, and I got a new computer here, and I'm capable to do some of that stuff now. But I haven't been on here very much recently, so I probably haven't streamed in 2 weeks or so. But I'm new to all that stuff. I just like to stream my races when I'm online. It's not just to, show some of my friends that are into racing how cool iRacing really can be. And hopefully by doing that, maybe, draw some interest by some of my friends to join up in iRacing maybe.
All right. Well, Jason, congratulations here tonight. Finishing in the third position. We'll see you again soon here on the channel.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for our third place interview here tonight. But let's see if we can dial up tonight's second place finisher. I believe that William Kerwin has caught up with him. Chris Darling.
Hey, Chris, how you doing? How was the race for you tonight?
It was pretty good. It was a fun time. So, I mean, it was pretty exciting. I know this package kind of sucks, but it was fun.
We seen once you got out of 3 cars group there, was able to get to the outside and work. You think that if some of these guys would start doing that, we can see some better runs to the front?
I hope so. I mean, I don't know. It kind of turns into a numbers game. I really don't think we're going to see the high line work with this package, unless you got like more cars up high than you do down low. It's just there's no runs in these cars now, so it just gets kind of tough. But I mean, we made it work. I think we had 5 cars in the lead pack, and there's 3 of us. We all went up high, and it sort of worked out.
What was your thoughts there at the end there, coming in the last few laps? Did you have anything for them?
I felt like I did. I really wasn't sure what was going to happen. I know both Jasons, they like to race, so I knew it was going to be a fair shake. I know I made contact with Gracias coming to like 3 to go or something. That was wild. I have no clue how we didn't wreck, so I don't know. It was pretty exciting.
I'm gonna tell you what, tonight Peter put the spotlight on you for your last stop there, because last week we saw you slide through your pits. This week you did a good job getting your pits there and was able to get to the lead there at the end of the race.
Yeah, last week was fun because I think I finally figured out how to slide through my pit stall and still come out with the same guys I went in with. So that's new. So maybe I'll just slide through it from now on. But no, tonight I was being pretty cautious in pit road. I knew it was pretty easy to get a penalty here. So
We definitely saw a lot of pit road mistakes again tonight. Chris, you have anybody you need to shout out to?
I just want to thank all the sponsors of the league, 3Y TV for putting a broadcast out there for us. Andrew Himmelman stepped up, sponsored the race tonight, so that's pretty cool. We've had a pretty good running of guys just stepping up and sponsoring races to get this thing broadcasted. So it's been a good time. I just want to thank everybody in the league that races with us. It's been pretty good. So I guess that's it.
All right, Chris, well, have a good night, and congrats on your second place finish.
Thanks, William.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our second place interview. Sorry to cut you off there, William, but I'm excited because I'm down in victory lane with tonight's race winner, driver of the number 1 machine, Jason Gracias. Jason, tell us how you did it here tonight because you got up to the front there late.
I don't know. I went in with no game plan. Just if there's a hole to take it. My drafting partner finally came back to race a race, so I knew if I got to his back bumper, we'd formulate a plan to make something happen, kind of like Cal Naughton and Ricky Bobby, shake and bake, and we shook and we baked, and we got to the front.
So you're telling me that tonight was the Jason and Jason show?
With some sim shots and Max Grafix sprinkled in here and there. We all worked as a co team.
Well, definitely was a great win for you and a great battle there over the closing laps. We heard from Chris Darling that when you two made contact there with about 3 laps to go, Darling thought he was wrecked. What about you?
I thought we both were wrecked, but at that point, I didn't really care because I knew we both had a fast repair and everyone was going to come down and get fuel. So I figured it would have been, if we wrecked, oh well. We were having fun. I think that's all that really matters. I think me and Chris and Jason and Ullery and Mitchell Adams, I think we put on a really good show before the last round of pit stops, just trying to make different things work. And I hope whoever watched from home had a great time watching it because we had a great time driving it.
Absolutely. It looked like a lot of fun out there here tonight. Of course, a lot of people have been critical of how these cars raced with this new package, but did you feel it was a little bit racier out there with the restrictor plate taken off?
So if you were the second car in line, it felt no different than the past weeks where you couldn't really get a run. With this track, though, without the restrictor plate or tapered spacer, I guess I should say, you really could bob and weave in and out the draft to formulate your own run. But if you were third or fourth or fifth in line, you could get a massive run and try to put the car somewhere. The only issue is if you didn't have about 3 cars in the outside line hugged up nose to tail, like Chris, Jason, and I did earlier in the race, you really weren't going nowhere. So there's still some work I think that needs to be done in this package, but I guess until that happens, we'll make the best of it. Absolutely,
and make the best of it. You did here tonight, coming home with the checkered flag. Before we let you go, any shout-outs?
Yeah, on Monday night, I missed out getting the win in this ShopRite car. So I'm happy to get a win in the ShopRite car. That's near and dear sponsor for me. One of my first jobs. I helped fund a lot of things in my life. So happy to get them victory lane. I got to thank Mitchell Adams for that push at the last lap, just going with me and helping me get to the lead. I got to thank Jason Freeman and Chris Darling for racing me clean, as well as Colin Ullery. I think when we were up there in a group of 5, we were able to lean on each other and not have to worry about getting wrecked. And I felt confident with these guys that when we went to pit road, that we weren't going to run each other over. So it's always good when you know you're racing with people that you can trust. But other than that, it's thanks to everyone who makes this thing possible. Thanks to Taz for coming on sponsoring this league. Thanks to Sim Shots and Andrew for the broadcast, so I can go ahead and watch this later tonight and enjoy it. Thanks to NSRA for putting this league together. They do a really good job with the series. I'm looking forward to the clash tomorrow, iRacing Speedway, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting. It's William and Peter. You guys do a great job. Really entertaining.
Well, I got to say thank you for that, but also want to thank every single one of you in the chat here tonight, and if you're watching this race on demand as well, making 3Wide TV what it is, and really, really cool to have you in victory lane once again here on the channel. Jason, go celebrate and enjoy the victory here in the Taz Racing Customs Super Speedway Series event, brought to you by SimShots.
Thanks, guys. This is going to be my last race ever. I'm going to retire now.
Well, there you go. You've heard it here, folks. It's April 1st, so I don't
April
know.
Fools.
I wasn't expecting you. I mean, you'd go out on top, but I think we'll see you right here for more action on 3Wide TV here very soon. Jason, gracias. Enjoy your win, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow night, but I'll catch you guys later.
All right, well, folks, that's going to do it for Jason Gracias here tonight, and definitely a very exciting race here at the iRacing Super Speedway. Definitely was something that we are going to have to, really look back on and say, you know what, that was a pretty darn good race, and hopefully this package is able to put on more good shows. But I think we have tonight's finishing order, and William, are you able to take us through tonight's finishing order?
Yes, sir. So we just spoke with our race winner, Jason Gracias. Second place was Chris Darling. Third place, Jason Freeman. Fourth place was Doug Neal. Another great finish for him. Colin Arlery, our points leader, finished fifth. Jeffrey Vickery, another great finish for him, sixth. Shane Ledoux finished seventh. Brett Wilson and Ullman Hole, eighth and ninth. We saw them were off strategy there for a little bit. 10th, John Doble. 11th, Brad Kirby. 12th is Dominic Privative. I'm sorry if I messed that name up. 13th, Evan Burke. 14th, Justin White. 15th, James Woodard. 16th, Kyle Lewis. 17th, Mitchell Adams. And we talked about him all race and dominating. And unfortunately, again, he got trouble with pit road. 18th would be Ben Adams. Going on to 19th would be Garrett Gleason. 20th, Nate Maurer, who was our last week's winner. 21st, Brian Bradley. 22nd, Monty Glover. 23rd, Woody Woodard. 24th. I'm having some trouble here with my stuff. If you can finish it up, Peter.
Yeah, Sean Kostritza finishing in 24th here tonight. Stephen Doziak Jr., 25th. Robert Narber. I assume it's Narber in the 26th position here tonight in the 006 machine. Andrew Himmelman finishing down in 20th. Ben Mashburn 23rd. Harrison Womack in the 98 machine. Did I say Ben Mashburn finished 23rd? I probably did. He finished 28th. Harrison Womack in 29th. Jeff Wyatt 30th. And Evan Gilbert rounding out the 31 car field here tonight on 3Wide TV. So thanks for everyone here tonight. It was definitely a good one, a great show, and we're able to try out these new graphics. You're going to see these new graphics right here tomorrow night on 3Wide TV, because we got the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series for the National Sim Racing Association. The 2020 A season will start right here with the Craig's Setup Shop Clash. It's going to be a good one. I'm really excited for it, William. But of course, we do have two more races to round out the Super Speedway season as well. Those are also going to be really exciting races, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Colin Ullery's got this thing locked up. Unless, I'm not a mathematician, but 2 races and he's got a 30-something point lead right now. I don't think there's going to be anything chancing up. It was a fun race tonight. That finished, man. I thought we were going to have some wrecks there, but these guys did a great job finishing, keeping their cars straight, finishing and finishing this race off tonight. We had a few cautions there in the beginning, and I thought this was going to be a caution fest, Peter, but they ended up figuring it out, and we were able to get to the end.
Yeah, we were finally able to see out that checkered flag. I think it was about a 45-lap run there on green flag, much like what we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks here in the series, and always great to see green flag racing here on 3Wide TV. But folks, before we go, I want to give a big shout out to SimShots for sponsoring tonight's race. Make sure you check them out on Facebook. Andrew Himmelman puts together screenshots of iRacing races. And if you are in the market, maybe you run an iRacing league, maybe you're racing one, or you just want some good pictures of your car. Maybe you want a new desktop, or screensaver, if you will. Well, go check out our friends over at SimShots. They do a fantastic job of getting those crispy iRacing photos. Also, a big shout out to Taz Racing Customs. They make custom diecasts of whatever car you might want. Is it an iRacing car? Is it a real life NASCAR? Is it a retro mod? Yeah, that's right. Some retro scheme that you want on a modern car? Well, go check out our friends over at Taz Racing Customs because they will hook you up. Also, a big shout out to SimTV for the camera angles that we bring you each and every week here on the channel. But I think that's going to do it for us here tonight on 3 Wide TV, folks. Really enjoyed it. Great race here tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for more action in the National Sim Racing Association right here at iRacing Superspeedway. If you enjoyed what you saw here tonight, well, you're going to want to be back for that one. Have a good night, stay safe, and we shall see ya!